We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE and welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what the British government's mini budget did to the value of the pound against the dollar. Wow, that was very topical. Don't worry, I'm not going to start doing politics, but I do pay attention to these things as I get paid based on the value of the pound against the dollar. So, you know. Anyway, hello! Thank you everyone for joining me once again for a wonderful intellectual discussion about the shape of our planet. Bobby was in the chat and he just left, but he seems to have just joined again. So let me just click the button and bring him back in. Bobby, hello. Are you there, Bobby?
Yeah, my bad, dude.
That's okay.
I was trying to fucking zoom. That was good, man.
No worries. So, right, you guys will have seen Bobby probably on the channel already. He's been here twice. They were interesting shows, shall we say. Tonight, Bobby has requested that he asks me some questions and that I not use my fancy graphics and internet prowess to answer and just answer off the back of my own knowledge. So I will do the best that I can. Bobby, hello, how are you doing?
What's up, man?
Thanks for taking the time again to come and talk to me. I know the last time it ended on, shall we say, explosive terms. So I'm glad that we can act like adults and you can come back.
I mean, yeah, it's understandable, but I said you just muted me and just was whatever. So I was like, that's not fair. So
well, let's see how today goes. You have some questions that you want to ask me, right? Specifically regarding the shape of the Earth and gravity and all that good stuff. So why don't we just get to it, and you get on with your first question, and I'll see how many I can answer. Because you said you got about 90 minutes. So I'll see. I'll see how much I can do before your wife gets home and tells you to go cook dinner or whatever you got to do.
Yeah, not tonight. I don't have to cook dinner tonight. It's Friday.
Cool. How long have you been married, just out of interest?
About 6 years.
Nice. I've been married for 15. She could have killed me and be out on good behavior already. So, I must be doing something right, eh?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So what's your first question?
Well, let's set the dialogue though, because what I was saying is that I said you just had a list of just ready responses. That's what I was saying you have going on. You just pick a subject and you just got ready to cue cards basically to respond. That's why I said let me ask you a couple of questions where you don't have a heads up on it. Let's have just an actual discussion. Let's not try to be like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong. Let's just have a discussion and see how something looks logical.
Okay, I mean, there is a reason why I have all the responses ready, and that's because this specifically is debate 668 that I've done. I've heard every question, I've seen every possible model or every misunderstanding of physics or straw man. I've not come across anything new from a flat earther in 500 debates. So that's why I have this list of ready responses, because anything that you said in our previous two interactions, it's things that I've already heard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, but anyway, I'm happy to try and keep it to more of a discussion. As long as you understand that I sincerely think that I'm right because I've verified things myself, which is why I can be as passionate as I am. But let's just get into it. What's your first question?
Yeah. Well, so what's your agenda, though? What's the point of just having a conversation? If you've already proven it 600 times, why do you want to have a conversation?
Honest answer is because I enjoy...
you're not going to change my mind.
Well, that's not true. I might, okay? Well, there's a couple of answers. Honestly, I enjoy this. I've built up a following that I very much enjoy providing content for. I like the discussions. It allows me to use my brain and think and answer using physics. But also, I have changed people's minds. Thousands. There's a playlist on my channel called Interviews of Ex-Flat Earthers. I get emails from people all of the time, nearly every day saying that after watching my channel, they've realized that they were wrong about falling into the flat earth trap. And in fact, someone that watched my channel very early on when I started has just finished his master's degree that he went back and started because of watching my channel and leaving the flat earth. So, there's every chance that something might click in your head, Bobby, with something that I say, and you realize that the earth is most definitely not flat. That's what I can hope. Also, I very much enjoy mocking willful ignorance. That's just kind of my thing.
Yeah, that is what it is. So, are you religious?
Not in the slightest, no. No.
No, so are you just atheist?
I don't have a stance on religion in the slightest. When people ask me about God, I don't know. It's not something that we can prove. It's outside of the realms of science. The universe as we know it works and exists without the need for a God. Who's to say who put that perfect thing in motion, or how it, who started it? I can't say. It could have been a God. It could have been some higher being. I don't know. I just know that the world I live in doesn't require a mystical higher being.
You don't believe in any type of creator?
No. I don't, but at the same time, I don't deny the possibility that some sort of creator put the universe as we know it into motion.
And you don't have any stance on the simulation theory?
Again, it's something that is unfalsifiable. We couldn't prove it. All right, but
that's what I'm saying.
If it is a simulation, right, even within that simulation, the Earth is still a globe.
Could be. There's no telling. So, but that's what I'm saying. You don't have a stance on a simulation theory.
No, because it's outside the realms of science. It's an interesting thought experiment, but I think very much like God, it's outside the realms. Well, we couldn't ever prove we're in a simulation, could we? Because that's.
But you can't prove that you're not.
Yeah, exactly. You can't prove that you are. You can't prove that you're not. So, you can't. There's no way of telling either way. It's something that's unfalsifiable. So I don't bother worrying about it. Because
but what if
it doesn't matter?
What if there was such a thing as a simulation theory? Therefore, would there be a creator?
Who knows? Again, that's outside the realms of what we know. This could be all some massive simulation that was started 14 billion years ago in simulation time. I don't know. There's no way of knowing. But again, within the simulation, if this is a simulation, within the simulation that we're in, it's a massive, vast universe, billions of light years across, that has existed for billions of years, and we live on a globe rotating and going through space within that simulation.
Yeah. See, I used to like to believe that, think about there's other universes and why we've never made contact and stuff like that, because that would be pretty strange. If there's like billions of planets out there, it'd be pretty funny that nobody's made contact like ever.
They're really right. The honest, I don't think the most logical answer I can give for that is that it's so far away. There is no way that a species could reach the technological advancement needed to travel through space that fast. There isn't really a way to travel faster than light. The energy requirements are ridiculous. And even though there's billions and billions of stars in our galaxy, every single star is so far away that the energy need to reach that star and communicate with them requires something way beyond what we have ever achieved, and it may just be that there's no species that have achieved that yet either. But everything is so far away that the fact that there's billions doesn't really matter, because it's too far away for it to really matter.
It could be.
I'd love to think there's aliens.
That's what I used to think about. Because, like I said, that would be super interesting. It would be nice to believe that there was a great big galaxy and all different types of species.
I've seen every episode of Star Trek many, many times.
I'm more Star Wars, but I still love the Star Trek. All generations of Star Trek, even the new stuff. They're good.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But anyway. So, all right. So you don't believe in a creator. You don't believe in any type of higher power.
I don't see a point in belief like that. Like I said, it's something that I could never, verify or falsify it. So I don't concern myself with it. It doesn't affect my life. I don't need there to be a god watching over me in a, like it's outside of the realms of what I like to deal in.
Okay. Well, I got one more quick question. When I had you before, it doesn't have really anything to do with flat Earth, nothing like that. As somebody that's highly intelligent, you understand what an internal monologue is?
Yeah, I'm constantly fighting mine.
Okay. Is it true that it is weird that people have internal monologues and the majority of people do not?
What I find interesting
I'm just wondering, honestly, statistically, what's the statistics? Are there more people with
I don't know. I
monologues
mean,
or without?
as far as I'm aware, most people have internal monologues. I'm aware of certain people that don't have internal monologues. But what I find interesting is that your internal monologue grows up with you, right? So when you were a kid, your voice in your head was also a kid, but it's not anymore, is it?
Yeah, but is the voice in your head different? Can you hear, like, if you're reading a book,
which one?
Different accents?
There's several.
Well, like
the Klingon, I don't know what the Klingon say. I don't even speak Klingon, but he does. He's just there all the time.
Yeah.
Kapla! Or something or other. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you're reading a book, do you hear the voices that you're reading the character in different languages or like different accents and different voices?
I mean, I guess when I'm reading the book, I just hear it narrated in my own voice. Or George Takei if I'm feeling saucy.
Yeah, so it's not like a theatrical narration.
No.
It's just like internal monologue narration.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. But for real, I would be interested if you did know like the statistics because I was.
I've no idea. I'm not a neurobiologist, so it's outside my realms of study.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was just saying. I just was wondering if it's something you knew about. Okay. Well, what do you feel about the moon landing? Do you believe the moon landing was fake?
Yeah, the moon landing definitely happened.
Assessed all given data and images and videos.
I've looked at everything. I've looked at all the arguments against, and I've independently reached the conclusion that the moon landings definitely happened. Whilst in America, I went to an observatory that had a laser ranging experiment going on and used it to bounce a laser off of the retroreflectors on the moon. And the maths matched, Summit being, a quarter of a million miles away. So, there's no doubt in my mind that the moon landings happened. They had to happen because the Americans had to beat the Russians there.
Well, so if it did happen, you believe what we've seen and what we've been shown is real? Then that's what actually happened.
There's no reason to think that it's not. There's no reason to think it's not.
Have you seen all the trickery and stuff that they've done? All the gas backing, especially
there is no trickery. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, see when they were faking the shape of the Earth, so they're like turned around, panned out, showed the Earth, and then it zooms out. They're still talking and showing them putting cardboard cutouts in the window to make the shape of the Earth just right. And make it look like they're further away.
You're on about that. A funny thing happened on the way to the moon. Silly thing by Bert. What's his name? Aren't you? Yeah. They were just getting a shot out of the moon, out of the window. That's all it is. And when you actually listen to the entire conversation, not just the bits that were cherry picked for that documentary, you hear them talking about it quite conclusively. And in fact, what they start saying is, oh, have you got a color film on you? Have you got a color film? Yeah, I've got a color film. Oh, can you quickly pass me the color film? I've got a great shot, quick, before it goes out of, too late, it's gone. No, look, I can get out of this window. Quick, pass me the color now. I don't know which one do you want. I don't know, just pass me a color film. Give me the color. Oh, it's a great shot. Yeah, that's good. You can hear them talking about how excited they are about how good the shot is. What they did with that documentary was just cherry-picked a few words and a few shots that made it look like they were doing something dodgy, but it was all out of context and there was nothing dodgy going on at all. I mean, they went to the moon. That's indisputable. Those photos are real. Sorry?
Sorry, I was glitching. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, I mean, those photos are real. That one specifically that they talk about in the documentary was the one taken by Apollo 17 in 1971 and was known as the original Blue Marble, which is this photo here. So I'm not supposed to be using all the graphics, but that's something that I do have up there. And that's a real photo. Well, it's a real photo because it's actually it's from a slide. The actual slide, the negative that it was taken on with the Hasselblad camera, that exists in a museum. It's not like a painting. It was something that was developed in a darkroom from a slide.
Have you seen
in fact, I might have the slide here. I did have a picture of it before, but it's I think
you have the picture of the Earth from the moon. And they're standing there, and it's the first picture of the Earth from the moon.
Which one?
That one? He's just sitting there in the background. You can just see the moon off the crest of the.
Oh, do you mean the shot from Apollo 6 when they did the first orbit of the moon? The shot from orbit.
I'll be Apollo 11.
Well, the first shot we got of the Earth and the moon was from Apollo 6.
From the moon, from the actual surface of the moon.
From the surface of the moon.
I
don't know which photo you're on about. There's several thousand photos that NASA have taken when they on the moon. So, you know.
So in that video that you're talking about, that's not the actual dialogue. You can hear what they're saying in the video. They're on the two-way with somebody telling them how to get the shot right. They're bringing in the piece and they're lining it all up. Okay, and he's like, zoom the camera, and he tells them to start zooming the camera out. And he goes, oh, you can see the light up here.
Yeah, because there was the sun was in the way, so they wanted to block the sun out, didn't they?
Window.
Yeah. So what they were doing in that shot specifically was they were trying to block out the sun, which was to the top right of the shot. So they wanted to be able to get a good exposure shot of the Earth. They wanted to block out where the
video.
No, I don't, because you told me that I wasn't to have the clips and stuff. That was your specific request, Bobby. But no, but I've seen that entire. In fact, the best thing to do if you want to know anything about that particular video is go to a channel called Gem Panda. I think it's called People of Earth now. It might be called. He did a thoroughly good debunk of the entire documentary of a funny thing happened on the way to the moon. The bit that you're talking about specifically was hold on one sec. The bit that you're talking about specifically when they're talking about blocking out the light, oh, we need to cover that bit, was because they were trying to make sure the sun wasn't interfering with the photo of the Earth they were trying to get. But of course they don't show the whole conversation, do they? It literally is, because they're talking about oh, we need to block that out. Oh, there's light coming in there. We need to block that light. Oh, get that covered there. Because they're talking about making sure that they get the proper shot of the Earth. And when you listen to the entire conversation, the bits that weren't shown in the documentary, they're even talking about getting the color film and stuff.
When you listen to it live in action, you hear him talking to whoever's telling them what to do. Telling them, he's like, the shape's not right. You're turning it, and they're sitting there turning it, and they're rotating it to get the shot of the Earth. They're like, this is the Earth at such and such altitude away.
Of course, they need to rotate it to get the right shot.
They made it look smaller. They were trying to make it look smaller than what it was, and they were really...
No, they weren't trying to make it look smaller. They were trying to get a good shot of the Earth. You know, it's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing to be able to get a shot of the Earth from that position. So there was a lot of talk back and forth to how to get the right angle, how to get the perfect shot. But look, like I said, right. Here's the it's called the positive, not a slide with the cameras they use. I think this is an actual picture of the slide that exists in a museum that they use to get the photo from. It was taken, on an actual camera and then developed in a dark room, and you can see all of the Earth as you can even see the Terminator line of the Earth. So, again. Yeah, if you want to know more about that specifically, go and check out Gem Panda. He did a better debunk than I ever could of that. So if anyone wants to grab that Gem Panda video and put the link in the chat, that'd be great. Yeah, next one. Yeah, sure.
So you said it was once in a lifetime. It's so funny. So why don't they go back like all the time? Why didn't they set up tours?
Money.
Shit? Money. What do you mean money? They'd get millions of dollars.
Yeah, they don't get anywhere near what they used to. After Apollo 17, the budget was cut, like, severely. NASA didn't get anywhere near the money that they used to, and all the money that they get is used for the things they're doing now. They didn't have any spare money to go to the moon. Plus, there was no political incentive to go to the moon. They'd already done it. There was no reason to go back. They didn't have any, at that time, any plans to go any further. There was no reason to go back at the time.
You're saying America said, "No, we went there. We're good. We're never going back. Don't worry about it. It's okay up there."
They never said we're not. They never said we're never going back. But after Apollo 17, after Apollo 17, after Apollo 17, the political interest in it waned a lot. They'd already done it. It didn't matter anymore. It wasn't an important thing, right? So the budget that NASA was given was severely reduced. Right, hold on. The budget. Hold on. Let me finish. The budget that NASA.
I didn't hear you. It's breaking up.
Yeah, the budget that NASA was given was severely reduced after Apollo 17, and NASA were told to do something else. NASA don't get to decide what to do. They're told what to do. And then after Apollo 17, it was a lot less. Like a lot, it was reduced by a good 40%.
But what was it before it was reduced?
I don't know the exact number, but it was severely reduced.
It doesn't say it right there. So if you say if it was like $180 billion and they reduce it down to $100 billion.
Yeah, that's a lot less.
You understand?
Going to the moon is very expensive. Plus, the technology wasn't reusable. It wasn't like they had a rocket and they could just keep using it. Once the rocket was used, it was done, and they had to build a new one. And those factories were repurposed for other things.
Who built the rocket?
Yeah, the rockets weren't reusable. They were like one-time things. They had to rebuild them.
Who built them?
NASA.
Who built the first? Who built the first rocket?
NASA.
NASA did.
The Apollo missions were built by NASA. Yes.
And who was running it?
NASA, the American government.
Oh, okay.
Do you not know what NASA do? I'm confused, Bob.
Yeah, I'm saying who started it?
The American government started NASA.
And how they started
it? By recruiting a bunch of scientists.
Where'd they recruit them from?
A lot of them from Germany.
Oh, and who were they?
They were German rocket scientists working for the Nazis.
See, why can't you just say that from the beginning?
Because it doesn't matter. Then they weren't necessarily Nazis themselves. They were German rocket engineers doing what the Nazis told them to do, and then America brought them over to help them, start up the American rocket program better, because Germany were the best ones at rockets at the time. And then, we whooped their ass in the war, and we took their technology and the people making their technology so that the Americans could make better technology themselves. War breeds innovation. That's just a thing. And just because they took a bunch of people from Germany doesn't mean anything. It was still run by the Americans.
I'm just trying to say who founded NASA.
And then a bunch of American rocket engineers founded NASA, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't dive into any of that other stuff? You don't go deeper into the Nazi NASA conspiracy?
No, because I told you the entire story just then, so there's no reason to go any further.
But you know what's there. You know where it came from. You know about Werner von Braun.
Yeah. Again, he was someone that was working for the Nazis as a rocket engineer, and then the Americans brought him over. That's Bobby.
What was the quote?
It's simple. All it was there was people working for the Nazis making rockets. We won. The Americans won the world. We won the World War, and then it went over there.
His von Braun's tombstone.
Yeah, he talked about the heavens of the firmament show the God's handiwork, and firmament actually, interestingly enough, translates as expanse. So
So it doesn't mean firmament in that word.
Well, no, actually, it comes from the root. It comes from the root word rakia, which translates directly as expanse.
Why didn't he have that written on there instead of Psalm whatever it is?
Because it doesn't say expanse in the Bible. It says he was a religious man, and he wrote that psalm because he liked it. To him, right, the stars and the universe, right, to him that showed that God was real, right? That there was a vast, beautiful universe out there that we could possibly go and explore. To him, that showed that God was real. And that's why he put that psalm on his tombstone.
You claim to know what made God real to him?
Yeah, that's why that was on there.
That's why that was on. You know why he put that on there?
Yeah, because to him, the expanse of the heavens showed that God was real. That's literally what that psalm means.
So how
The heavens and the firmament showeth his handiwork, right? That literally means that what's up there shows that God is real.
So he was reading it differently than what it's written as? He thought of it.
Sorry, the Bible isn't a literal thing. The Bible is an interpretive thing. We're not to, nobody is to take the Bible literally. That would be a very silly thing to do.
So why was the Bible verse printed on his tombstone?
I just told you.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was a religious man. Because he was a religious man, and he thought the expanse of the universe showed that God was real. That's why it was written on his tombstone. I don't really want to answer the same question multiple times.
I know, but I'm just saying I find it very amusing that you claim to know what it meant to him and you understand.
Yeah, so because I've actually read into these things, Bobby. Yeah, because I've actually done the research and read into these things, Bobby. I haven't just listened to conspiracy theories. I've actually looked into things, read things that one of Braun said, read the things that he wrote about when he came over from Germany, read about his religious, he was a born again, he was a born again Christian.
Diary?
I've read a lot of the things that he wrote, not his diary, but maybe certain biographical quotes in things that he's written, and he was a born again religious man.
When was he born?
I don't know the exact date.
Well, you know what he believed and what God.
Yes, but I don't know the exact date. I don't have an eidetic memory.
You said you did. What church does he go to?
I never said I had
what church
memory. I have no idea what church he went to.
You just said you heavily researched him. Where did he grow up?
Yeah, I don't know. I read specific things. I don't have all of the details.
They said there was no biography. He was born 19 or 17, whatever year it was.
Sorry, he was born in the 1700s.
Every single biography starts off like that. Every single mother is so-and-so, father, so-and-so, brother and sister.
There is lots of stuff written about him, right?
Sure. You said you read all of it, so where's that? You don't know what town he lived in, where he
No, I don't have that. I don't have that data to hand in my brain right now. No, I have read many books in my time, Bobby, and I could not quote you every single bit. I've read Darwin's Origin of Species multiple times, but I still couldn't tell you the different ports that the Beagle stopped at. Even though I've read the book multiple times, I've read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy possibly hundreds of times. I can quote maybe the entire first page, but, I couldn't maybe quote you everything.
Where's your towel?
Yeah, I've got a towel. Don't you worry. I've got a towel.
Where's it at?
It's hidden because it's a very important towel. You don't get to see my towel.
Oh, okay. What color
Deep
is it?
in the uncharted backwaters of the western spiral arm of the galaxy lies a completely unregarded yellow sun. Orbiting this at a distance of roughly 93 million miles is a completely insignificant little blue and green planet, whose 8 descendant life forms are so amazingly primitive, they still think digital watches are a pretty good idea. Sorry.
So, look, I'm not trying to be a dick, but to circle back, you said that you claim to know his religious beliefs, but you don't know all of his other stuff. You read so much other stuff, and you read so much.
Yeah, I remember reading the things that he said. Okay, so that Bible verse thing, right, Bobby, like I said to you at the start, right, that Bible verse thing is something I've heard 1,000 times, right? I've heard 1,000 flat earthers say to me, oh, but one of them had this on his tombstone. So I've researched why he had that on his tombstone. It doesn't mean that I've then, it doesn't mean, right now, I'm currently reading Brian Cox's Wonders of the Solar System. It's up there, but
you're reading a response. I told you got to pull up your cue card. Okay, let's go. Question.
So I'm not reading anything. I'm looking at the camera.
You're already.
I don't know what you're on about. I wasn't reading anything.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. So.
His religious.
Again, Bobby. Right. So.
Town he grew up in.
Bobby, let me answer that question again for you. Bobby, let me answer that question again for you. Bobby, can I answer the question for you? Bobby, can I answer the question for you? Are you ready?
Which one?
Can I answer the question for you? Yes or no?
Explain.
Right. Is that okay if I answer the question for you? Right. Thank you. So, I have heard 1,000 times flat earthers go on about Warner von Braun's tombstone. So I have specifically researched Warner von Braun's tombstone. That doesn't mean I know how old he was when he died, or what year he died, or what town he was born in, or what his favourite pet was called. I have no idea, but I know why he put that on his tombstone, because I've specifically researched that. Okay?
You say so, man. I believe you. I believe
Cool.
everything.
Again, I've heard all of these things many, many times and done the research many, many times.
So you dove into his religious beliefs.
I dove into specifically why he put that on his tombstone. Because many flat earthers have said, oh, why did Warner von Braun put this on his tombstone?
What was his religion?
He believed in God.
Which type?
He had a monolithic Christian belief.
Monolithic Christian belief.
Yes.
Okay. Which type of Christian was he?
Again, I have told you why he put that on his tombstone. What more do you need to know?
I'm saying, though? You just said
that I have specifically researched the reason why he put that on his tombstone. Right, Bobby, why don't you listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth and actually think about what I'm saying? I have heard many times flat earthers ask me the question, why did Warner von Braun put this on his tombstone? So I have specifically looked up the reasons why he put that on his tombstone, and then I told you those reasons why he put that on his tombstone. There you go.
Okay. No,
Good.
You told me what he believed.
I told you the reason he put that on his tombstone. It's the Psalms that says about the glory of the firmament and the heavens show of his handiwork.
What does it say?
I just told you.
What's written on his tombstone?
I just told you. Literally like 10 seconds ago.
Why are you getting so mad, dude?
Because I'm telling you something and then you're asking me the same question of the thing I just told you.
You've not answered the question.
I just answered the question of what he has on his tombstone.
Look, you told me you've done extensive research into him. You don't know where he's from, where he was born, what year he died.
No. Again, what, Bobby, what did I say? Bobby, what did I say? Bobby, hold on. Stop telling lies about me. Bobby, what did I say?
Okay, go ahead, man.
Bobby, what did I say? I don't like it when you lie about me, Bobby. All right? I didn't say I've done. You're literally lying about me right now as we're talking. I didn't say I've done extensive research about him. I said I've done extensive research about the reason he put that specific psalm on his tombstone.
Is he not the subject of that research?
The reason why. That's what I researched, not his life individually. What's wrong with you?
You're just so tiptoeing around it. Can you not just answer a question?
I answered the fucking question, you moron.
Ooh, damn, dude. How far do we get before you insulted me?
Well, you're acting like a moron. All right? Dude, when I answer a question, don't ask the same question over and over. Take the answer and move on.
When you don't answer a question...
I did answer the question. You said, what has he got on his tombstone? And I told you.
No, you told me exactly what it meant to him, but you don't know what type of religion he was. You don't know where
he was
from,
a Christian.
When he was born, none of that. Okay?
Yeah, why does that matter as to why he put that on his tombstone? It doesn't.
Was he Christian or was he Catholic?
Well, that's a type of Christian, is it not?
He was a Nazi and he was Christian.
Many Nazis were Christians.
You don't even know their religions?
You know many Nazis were Christians, right? You know Catholicism is a type of Christianity, right?
Yeah, sure. So
yeah, well, there we go then.
That just blankets all religion. He was Christian. He loved the man in the sky. It covers all of them. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, you do know that Catholicism is a type of Christianity, right?
Catholicism is a lot different. There's so many different types.
You do know it's a type of Christianity, right?
You've got all types of stuff, dude.
So you do know it's a type of Christianity, right?
You researched his Bible verse, but you didn't see.
You do know it's a type of Christianity, right?
What language was it written in?
You do know it's a type of Christianity, right?
A type of Christianity.
Yes, you do know that Catholicism is a type of Christianity, right?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm asking you a question.
Questions.
I've asked you this question several times and you don't seem to want to be answered. You do know that Catholicism is a type of Christianity, right?
Sure.
Right, cool. There we go then.
So now are you ready to answer a question?
I've answered all of them so far.
You haven't answered a single question.
I've answered every single question.
Look, be logical. Be realistic, man. Stop being full of it.
Dude, I've answered every single one of your questions specifically. All right, okay, hold on. Before we move on, all right? What? Excuse me.
Get your water, man.
Excuse me.
Stay hydrated.
Before we move on, tell me what question haven't I answered specifically?
I told you. You said that you did extensive research.
Yes, I've done extensive research into the reason he put that on his thing. So
into his religious quote on his tombstone, but you didn't research what religion it was.
Yeah, I probably did.
It's like, God.
Yeah, it's a type of Christianity, right?
Sure.
But what I do remember is that specific quote about the reasons why that psalm is on his tombstone. So
they said Werner von Braun's famous quote was a Christian quote, such and such.
You want to put words in my mouth? That's absolutely fine. Look, it's clear you've never done the research as to why that's on his tombstone yourself. So maybe you should.
Well, I didn't claim to, though. I know.
So why are you asking questions about it then, Bobby? Why are you asking questions and then acting incredulous? Bobby, okay then. Well then, don't act like an incredulous dick with the answers that I give you to the questions, okay?
You didn't answer it. You tiptoed around it.
I answered every single one of your questions. Don't be such a dick about it.
What religion was it? You were like Christian.
Yeah, it was a type of Christianity. Is that right or is it not? Bobby, is it right or is it not?
It's not right.
It's not right that Catholicism is a type of Christianity. Is that not right? Is that not right? Is it not right that Catholicism is... So you are telling all Catholics in the world that they're nothing to do with Christianity. Is that right?
No, that's not it. Remember, I don't know anything.
Right, okay, cool. Right. So then we can move on because I've answered your question, Bobby. Your incredulity about the question doesn't mean anything.
What religion was it? Since you did your extensive research into his Bible verse.
It was a type of Christianity, yeah.
Which version of the Bible was it taken from?
It was a type of Christianity.
Okay, which version of the Bible was it taken from?
It doesn't matter.
If it's in the name, the song...
It doesn't matter.
It will tell you. If you researched it, you had to type in...
Yeah, I did research, and it's probably there, but I don't know it right now. I don't have all the data in the world in my head, Bobby. You said I'm not allowed to have the thing. Bobby, I'm talking. Bobby, I'm talking. Bobby, I am talking. Bobby, I'm talking. Right? If I was allowed to bring up all my research, I could tell you. Right? I could bring up my notes and I could read it all to you. But you said I'm not allowed to. Right? You said. Yeah, because I have written notes. So that I can bring them up and explain things, right? But you said I'm not allowed to use those notes, so I don't have all the answers available.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, it is. So you specifically said you specifically said I'm not allowed to use any of my graphics or any of my videos. No. I am only allowed to answer from my head. That is what you told me.
You want to pull the chat up? See what it said?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
I said you have somebody that's giving you all the answers to whatever.
I don't have anyone that's giving me answers.
You have, I don't have wherever you got it. Then you got a sheet. You got
yeah, I do research.
Ready to go for anything.
All the answers I get.
Remember your research. You don't remember.
That's why I have notes, Bobby.
You told me you were a genius and you did all.
I've never said I'm a genius. I said I'm a very smart person. That's why I make notes and refer to my notes.
You was talking about, oh my God, you want me to pull up the chat?
Yeah, I told you about how I was skipped forward 2 years in school and stuff, right?
And how you're like a genius. And
how I'm really extremely clever, yes. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I've got an eidetic memory, right? That doesn't mean I've got an eidetic memory and know every bit of information in the world. That is why I make notes and have thousands of files on my computer.
Dude, you were literally like a Socrates, philosophy, all these... You know
what the fuck are you going on about?
You, dude. You were telling me how awesome you were. I was proud, man.
I was telling you about how I'm not stupid like you seem to think. Now, what is your next question?
So you're not going to answer the question that I asked you?
I've answered every question.
No, you didn't. You claimed to know what a religious verse
I
meant to
have
the man,
answered
but you didn't
the
know
question.
anything else about it.
I have answered the question. What
No,
answer? What haven't I answered?
You told me what it meant to him. You didn't tell me.
Yeah,
what
because that's the thing I
was.
remember because I specifically researched that. Yes.
But is that not illogical? We're not dealing off.
No,
of
it's
what
not illogical in the
meant.
slightest. Now, can we move
You
on?
can't
Because
prove
I'm very
that.
bored of
You
your
can't prove what
constant
it-
repeating the same thing. It's not my fault you don't understand how
prove-
research works.
Don't understand how research works, but you want to talk about proving off of
All right,
somebody.
what's your next question, Bobby?
Court case. Well, like I'm sorry, Your Honor. I felt that it was
Bobby,
wrong
what's your next
for me to do what
question?
I did, but I did it anyways. But I'm really sorry. But I felt
Bobby, what is your next
you're
question?
not. Oh, dude, I thought you were gonna be cool.
Right, you want to
man.
stop
You're not
gaslighting,
gonna
and
think
you
so.
know, if you want to stop gaslighting and move on, that's great.
It's-
I
all
have
this came
answered
off
your
the top.
question that you've asked me, so go on to the next one,
responded to-
please.
You didn't answer anything. But
Bobby, I've answered your question specifically several times. Now, please move on to the next one. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So do
Yeah,
you mind if I go get another beer then? We'll be good, right?
You probably shouldn't drink.
Yeah, okay, thank you. You probably should drink, man. You might be a lot.
No,
fun to
it's
drink.
just you
I
don't
bet
have
you're
enough brain
blast at
cells to
parties.
spare.
Yeah. Do you ever go to parties, man? Do you ever get
Oh,
invited?
yeah, quite often, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Any that you don't have to pay to go to?
Yeah. Yeah, I usually take
That's
tequila and
cool,
weed.
man. You normally what?
Never mind, Bobby. If you got your next question, I'm waiting eagerly. I thought you were going to ask me questions about physics and stuff, you know, things that you're not sure about. Instead, you're just gaslighting and being incredulous about things.
I didn't gaslight anything. I asked you a question.
Of course. I don't think you know what
So
gaslighting is. But anyway, I'm waiting for your next question, Bobby, whenever you're ready, bud.
I know, man. I know you're waiting. You're waiting so patiently. I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you could just get to your next question, that would be amazing.
Well, it's not really going to matter, dude, because you're not going to answer any questions.
Oh, I've
So
answered
just
every
like,
question
I
so
understand
far.
what you're
I'd
saying.
love to know what your next question is.
No, you got mad and just started like kind of yelling.
Bobby, I've literally
I
you
could,
asked
see
me a
that
specific
many
question and I've answered specifically. I would like to move on now and get to the next question.
You answered theoretically, man. It just had no value. So
I
literally,
answered
mark that
specifically.
down as an A. You did not, dude. You answered theoretically.
I mean, the 540
You told me
people
what you
watching
felt.
would disagree with you.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So you
So
answered
what?
the question.
So what's your next question, bud?
I said there's no point asking you anything else. You're not even going to answer the first
I
question.
asked you. Right. Repeat the question that I've missed.
The last one. You said you claimed to have all this research into this guy. You knew what that Bible verse meant to him, but you have no idea about anything else about it.
So
Don't
where's
know
the
what religion
question?
it was.
What's the specific question there?
How did you do your research, and that's the only thing you came up to is what it meant.
That's
to the man,
all that I have in
what
my
that
head.
verse meant.
Right. So so your question is, why don't you have all of the text identically in your head right now to repeat to me? Is that right?
No. Why? I'm saying, why don't you have anything else to back up?
Because
what
I
you're
don't
saying
have
except
right.
for what it meant.
Right. Okay. Because I do not have my
I can
notes
sit
with
here
me
and
right
tell you
now.
what it meant to him.
Bobby.
I can tell you. Well,
Bobby,
I have my notes.
Bobby,
I'll tell you-
because-
I'll tell you what it meant.
Well,
to him.
wonderful. That's great that you remember it, but that doesn't matter. I answered your
It's
question,
theoretical.
right? So now let's move on
with
to the
theory.
next one.
Theoretical. That was.
I don't think you know what theoretical means.
Yes, it is, dude. You just did
I
something that was.
don't think you know what theoretical
you can't
means.
Prove, you can't. Yes, I do, because you can't prove what it meant to him. You can sit there. Oh well, this verse.
Apart from
this to
what
him.
his family have
That's
said, the
theoretical,
reason
dude.
why it's there, of course.
Oh,
Apart
now
from that
his
and
family
everything,
said
you know.
that, dude.
But this is where like the biographical stuff came from, where we found out why he said these things. These are the things that I researched. Have you?
No, I'm not the
Oh,
smart
well
one.
then.
Remember, I'm nobody.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I don't
Right.
know anything.
Okay.
You know
Right. So,
everything.
Bobby,
That's why I'm
Bobby,
asking
right.
you
Let me ask you a
questions.
quick question.
Right?
Did I research
Sure.
specifically his religion? Did I research that?
If you research what the Bible
No.
meant to him,
It's a
you
yes or a
have
no.
to.
No,
Yes.
it's not. I
Yes,
didn't
you
research
did.
what the Bible
Yes,
meant
you
to him.
did.
I researched why he put
Yes,
that
you
quote.
did.
No,
Because you claim to know what it meant to him.
Don't. No. Now you're gaslighting and putting words in my mouth, Bobby. Bobby.
No, it's not.
No, it
Dude,
is.
you're
Bobby, stop.
dodging the question.
Bobby. Now you're gaslighting and putting words in my mouth. What did I say? What specifically did I say that I'd researched?
Rewind it back.
The
You
reason.
knew all about the guy. You said you knew.
No,
all
I
about
didn't.
the guy.
Now you're just straight up lying.
Rewind the video.
What did I say that I'd specifically researched?
I know everything about the guy. I did extensive research on him.
I never said I know everything
I know
about the
what the
guy.
Bible verse
Not
meant.
once.
It meant this. He didn't mean a literal. He didn't mean a literal freaking anything. It meant this to him.
Yeah,
I
no
know
one
it.
takes the Bible literally.
That's messed up, dude. That's your argument. That's your
Yeah.
argument.
Okay, so
It's
which
theory.
what again, Bobby?
Critical.
What have I researched? Can you answer my question?
You tell
What
me
spec-
because honestly, I don't know what you researched.
Okay, well, let me answer that question for you again, and then we can move on. Okay?
Was it one of those books where they tell you what your dream means?
No, are you gonna let me answer?
That's pretty interesting.
Are you gonna let me answer, or are you just gonna keep talking over me? Lovely. So, once again, Bobby, I researched the reason why Warner von Braun put that specific psalm on his tombstone. That's what I researched. I didn't research his religion. I didn't research what the Bible meant to him. I didn't research what age he was or what church he went to. I didn't research those things. I researched specifically why that psalm was put on his tombstone. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. Did you just
Lovely.
read that off of something?
Now we can move to the next one.
Did you just read that off of something, or did you just?
No,
read
I'm
off
looking
that
at the
off of something?
camera.
Actually, you were looking down though too. But that's what I'm saying. Did you, for real, honestly, did you read that off of something? Did you type that out while we were talking?
Look, there's nothing here. All right, there's my phone. There's my keyboard.
It
There's
sounded like
nothing
the
here.
same exact
All
thing
right,
you said earlier.
nothing there.
Like verbatim.
That's because
But
I have
you
also
figure-
answered these dumb questions several fucking times. Now you mucked up my camera. Right.
I think the angle's wrong, man. You got tilted a little bit.
No, it's
Getting a
perfect
glare
now.
off your glasses. Now I'm getting a glare off your glasses, man. Right there.
Yeah,
You see
that's
it?
how light kind of works.
Oh,
Right.
is it?
So anyway, what's your next question?
I don't know, man.
Oh, actually,
Like I said, it's
just
not worth
before
asking
before we
me.
get to your next question, I just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. It's amazing that there's so many of you there again. Clive Wells and Phil Bell, can you please both hit me up on Discord? I need to have a chat with both of you about the Gravity documentary that I'm making. Clive and Phil, please both hit me up on Discord. I'd love to have a chat with you two, with PhD Tony, maybe Rob Parks and Professor Dave, and go over my plans for the Gravity documentary. Thank you. Right, Bobby, excellent. So we've finished that first bit. What's your next question, bud? I'd love to move on.
No, because like I said, I'm not going to change your mind on anything with the damn moon landing. I mean, it's so obvious. You're just going to deny everything. Like, you have so much video proof. You see all this fakery, man, going on.
I'm not denying anything. I've covered these things. But Bobby, I thought this wasn't about trying to prove anything. I thought you were just going to be asking me some questions, and I'd love to get to what the next question is.
Yeah. So you don't read into any of the thing about the Gus Grissom murder, none of that stuff.
I don't care about that. That doesn't have anything to do with the shape of the Earth and the moon landings. And
it does. It has everything to do with the moon landing. See,
no, it really doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact we landed on the moon at all.
That's not going to work. Okay, landed on the moon. There's no way you could land it on the moon. I'm just telling you, it's ridiculous.
I mean, apart from the fact we did, of course, and we recorded it, and what was that? Sorry, you broke up. I didn't hear what you said.
That landed on. I said that little bullcrap lander that supposedly just gently landed onto the moon.
Yeah, of course it would gently
how come
land.
There's no craters.
There's lots of craters on the moon.
Yeah. How come there was no crater? How come there was no crater underneath?
Because they landed on a solid bit of rock.
So there's no crater. There's just
why would there be a crater on a solid bit of rock?
You don't see how much stuff's coming out of the damn jet, the thing that's supposed to land, the thrusters on it.
Not that much. The gravitational acceleration on the moon is only 1/6, and actually they cut the engines off. I was in the middle of talking, Bobby. I was in the middle of talking.
You're right. You're right.
Thank you. So the gravitational acceleration on the moon is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth, and they actually completely cut the engines. About 25 to 30 meters above the surface of the moon. So there was nothing blowing out as they landed. Because the gravitational acceleration was so slow, they could gently fall down.
Really? They just gently fell down onto it?
Yeah, because the gravitational acceleration is 1/6 of what it is on Earth. It's like 1.16 meters per second squared, I think. Maybe a little bit more.
So they just arrested the momentum in space and just gently glided into it, just barely kissed and landed onto it.
Yeah, because there was such little gravitational acceleration.
How do you stop all forward movement in space?
You don't stop all forward movement in space. They were moving with the moon.
Oh, okay. Well, how do they stop their movement in space then?
They didn't stop their movement in space. They were moving with the moon.
So they were moving with the moon. You just said they cut their thrust.
Yes, so they were moving with the moon.
So how do you? So that you said they could just stop their propulsion. You just stopped them.
Yeah, they stopped their engines, so they weren't thrusting down anymore to slow their descent, and then just let the natural gravitational acceleration of the moon take them the rest of the way to the surface. I mean, I'm saying these words, and it's like they're not going into your brain.
Yeah, the natural acceleration of the moon. And how fast is that?
I've said it several times, 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
So that's going to affect the lunar coming into it. They're able to just kind of like glide in sideways and just barely just kiss and just land right onto the surface.
Because the gravitational acceleration is 1/6 of what it is on Earth. So see this lighter in my hand, right? I drop this. You see how fast it accelerates, right?
Yeah.
On the moon, that will go 6 times slower. So it won't do that. It will go like that. All right? That's what's going to happen when you're falling on the moon. You're not going to be going like that. You're going to be going like that. Okay?
Yeah.
So once they cut their engines and stopped they used their thrusters to stop the majority of the velocity from their original descent. And then...
How do you do that, though?
By firing in the opposite direction with thrusters.
And what kind of thrusters are there?
I'm not sure of the exact fuel they used.
So
there were thrusters that forced something out of one end to make a force acting in the opposite direction, following Newton's laws. I mean, what do you mean, what type of thrusters? They were thrusters, Bobby.
Well, how do you get a compulsion or a damn ignition? How do you get a fire?
Are you going to say that? Why couldn't you have combustion in space? Why couldn't you, Bobby?
Well, because every time you create a vacuum and you try to have a combustion, you're just not able to.
Why not?
Earth, you can't light anything on fire.
Why not? Why not? What's removed in the vacuum? What's removed in the vacuum?
Remember, I don't know. Remember?
Right, you might remember this from high school physics. What's the 3 ingredients for a fire?
Tell me. Let's go.
Oh, come on. Surely you did this at school. All right. I'll start you off with the first one. Fuel. All right. What's the second part?
Go ahead. Oxygen. Come on.
Right. And third one. Nearly there.
Let's go.
You've got fuel. You've got oxygen. What's the third one, Bobby? You can do this.
Oh my God, dude. Come on.
Do you know? No? I'm honestly asking, do you know?
What is it?
It's heat.
Are you asking again?
The 3 things you need for fire. Fuel, oxygen, and heat. Right?
It doesn't matter, dude. Show me where it works Show me where it works inside a vacuum chamber here on Earth. Show me it ever.
There's lots of videos of combustion. I can literally show you those videos.
Where? No, I inside a vacuum.
Yeah, there's actually videos that they did combustion tests inside of a vacuum chamber. I've got those videos that I could show you, but I'm not allowed to do that, as you said. But Bobby, I want to go back to the thinking about it, right? So the three things for fire, as we just agreed, the three things for fire are fuel, oxygen, and heat, right? So why can't I have those three things in space?
Because you can't create it inside a vacuum.
You can't create what inside a vacuum?
The combustion.
Why not?
Because it doesn't work inside of a vacuum. It doesn't ignite.
So if I've got heat, I've got fuel, and I've got oxygen.
Yeah, you know why?
That's the only things I need, right?
You love your science. So why don't you like it when the science goes against you?
No, the science doesn't go against me. That's what I'm saying. We've got the three things we require for fire. We've got fuel, we've got oxygen, and we've got heat. Therefore, we can have fire. It doesn't matter if it's a vacuum. As long as we've got those three things, we can combust.
Prove it. Show me it in a vacuum.
I'd love to, but I'm not allowed to show you videos, as you said.
Oh, come on, man.
This was what you told me. But Bobby, you go and search for it yourself, right? And in fact, you know what? Please, somebody in the chat, go and get that video. Might be the Action Lab, maybe somebody else, where they're doing the rocket combustion test inside. One sec, Bobby. I'm talking to my chat. Bobby, I'm talking to my chat. Right.
I ain't talking, dude. Goddamn, you only gotta say it once.
Right. So if someone could find quickly the video of the rocket combustion test being done inside the vacuum chamber and link it so that Bobby can go and do the research himself and see it. Because we all know it can happen. There's no reason combustion can't happen in a vacuum if you have the ingredients for combustion.
Oh, let me get this straight, right? I'm supposed to be asking you questions. You're supposed to be answering them.
I just did answer it. Yeah.
The link in the chat for me to go do the research myself. Yeah.
What? No. That's just one. That's just one thing that you can do because you asked me, show me that video. So I'm saying, well, here it is.
I didn't say video. I said show me the proof. I didn't say nothing about a video. I said.
How am I supposed to show you the proof? Do you think I have a vacuum chamber in my house?
You don't. No. What the fuck? You don't get a vacuum chamber, dude? Are you serious? Are you fucking slacking, man? I figured you could at least make one.
Yeah, so don't be a douche.
Man, you haven't answered any of the questions.
I literally answered every question that you asked me.
Make a combustion in space, bro. Let's see it.
How? Right, you want me to show you combustion in space right now? In my house, you want me to show you combustion in space? Are you mentally retarded?
I reckon, man. Remember, I don't know anything. You're the genius, right?
No, Bobby, I want you to think about what you're saying, right? You want me to, without the aid of a video, right now, show you combustion in a vacuum. Right now, you want me to do that for you?
So you're being literal.
I'm just going to quickly check for the vacuum chamber. Maybe it's in this drawer. Just checking. No vacuum chamber. Oh, maybe it's in this Grebo CD. This is a band I used to be in. Let me check, see if it's in here. No, Bobby, there's no vacuum chamber in here. Bobby, I don't have a vacuum chamber to do that demonstration that you are demanding that I do. Don't be a fucking moron.
Then your argument's void. If you can't prove that it is, you can't claim that.
Wait. So you think science only matters when I can immediately show the experiment in my house?
No, yeah, come on, don't be serious.
So why are you asking me to show you combustion in a vacuum right now?
I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you.
You're a fucking moron.
Where it is. Okay, and you're a freaking liar, dude. I did all this research.
Well, I'm a liar. I'm a liar because I can't show you a vacuum chamber in my house right now, or remember every bit of research I've ever done in my life. What a fucking dipshit, Bobby.
Now. Let's be nice.
Oh, the chat is telling me where the vacuum chamber is. They had to take it and they installed it in your fucking brain.
That's almost funny. That's almost funny because I was like, no, it's easy to find a vacuum chamber if you just turn around and stick your head up your ass. See, that would have been a good resort. or good response, dude. You want to talk about fucking install it into your brain, dude? That's just silly.
Yeah. You know what, Bobby? The thing is, I stand behind my Bobby. Listen, right? I stand behind all my comments, and later tonight, your mum.
Yeah. Who wrote that one? You want to?
I stole that directly from the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, I stole that directly from the Big Bang Theory. Sorry.
Like, how tall are you?
I'm 6'1" and a bit.
That's bullshit. They don't stack shit that tall.
Cool. You know, Bobby, if I ever wanted to hurt myself, what I'd do is I'd climb your ego and jump to your IQ.
You wouldn't have to climb very high, dude. It's okay.
No, I know.
I can laugh. I can laugh at myself.
Bobby,
I can admit when I'm wrong.
Here's the thing, Bobby.
Look,
everyone that's ever loved you was wrong.
Can I make it? Sure. Can I finish my sentence, though? That's fucked up, though. You know why? Because at least I have a wife that loves me. I've got several kids. You know, I'm prosperous.
I've got 2 kids.
That love me. You know, I'm not sad. I'm very happy. That's why I can laugh at myself.
And that's why I said that everyone that's ever loved you was wrong.
I fucked up. The fact is that you can't answer a question.
I've answered every single one of your questions.
I'm talking.
Stop lying then, Bobby. Stop saying I didn't answer your questions when I've answered your questions.
You just go on and on and on. You want to talk about how somebody feels, okay? You said, oh, this is what this meant to him.
Because that's what the quote I read said, yes.
And you want to say, oh, well, you can't do nothing but... Can I finish talking at all?
Well, we've done this already. You're saying the same things again. You want to just repeat yourself, that's fine.
You know what a summary is? Yeah? Do you understand?
I'd just love to move on to the next question. We've been doing an hour on one question.
No, I've asked you 2 questions and you've been full of
shit. And I've answered both of them.
Single question. You haven't answered a single
question. All right, Bobby. Okay. Right, what was question 1? Ask me question. Right, Bobby, ask me question 1 right now. What was question 1?
You won't let me say 3 words.
Come on. What was question 1?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. What was question 1?
You tell me. You don't have it written down now?
No, I don't have it written down. Can you tell me what your first question was, and I will answer it again for you right now.
You said you knew what the Bible verse was on von Braun's tombstone, and you claimed to know what it meant to him. You said you've done extensive research on him, and you know what there is. But when I asked you what town was he in, when was he born, when did he die, what religion was it? You're like, I don't know, God, Christian. You didn't do any research into it. You saw somebody say, "Oh no, he didn't mean the actual freaking the damn." I don't even know what you said.
Bobby, none of that is a question. What is the question?
I can't remember what you called him. I did. I asked you a question. I said, "What did it say on his tombstone?" I said,
and I told you what it said on his tombstone.
I said, "What did it say?" Because it means the firmament, and you went on about, "Oh no, he doesn't mean the actual firmament."
Yeah, because the firmament means expanse.
I know what it meant.
Firmament doesn't mean dome. Firmament literally means expanse.
Sure, because that's what it meant to him.
That's what it meant in the Bible.
No, that's what you said, though. You said that's what it meant to him. You claim
because that's what it meant in the Bible, and that's why he used that psalm.
And what it means to him. But what Bible? You don't even know what Bible it came from.
I don't know off the top of my head. No, I don't know off the top of my head.
But you know what it meant to him.
So, Bobby, what? Right, come on. Again, what is the actual question?
You can't claim the answer to the question is, oh, well, it meant this different than what it says. It doesn't mean actual firmament. It means the expanse of the universe.
Firmament means expanse. Firmament doesn't mean dome. Firmament literally means expanse.
That's why I said, so you took a loss on that first question because you refused to answer it. Yes.
I answered it!
No, that's an L, bro. That's straight L.
I'm literally answering it again now. I'm doing it right this very second.
No. That's theoretical. You're using theory.
It's not theoretical. It was what was said by his family.
You can't prove what it meant to him.
Apart from the reason that his family said it was there.
And try to use that theory as an argument.
It's not a theory.
It's a belief then.
It's not a belief. It's so his family lied, did it? His family lied, did they?
Okay, where are they at? Where are they quoted? He didn't believe the firmament, as in what they say in the Bible. He meant that firmament is the expanse of the universe.
No, again, the firmament. No. The firmament in the Bible means expanse.
So that's what it meant to him. Though, right?
No. Not just to him, Bobby. Right, listen, okay, Bobby. Stop. One sec. Bobby, one sec. Firmament means expanse. Bobby, let me finish my point. Bobby,
the firmament does not mean expanse.
Yes, it does. That's the literal translation of it.
Where? Where'd you read that at?
From a native Hebrew speaker.
Oh, did you? Fuck.
Yes.
You can't even keep your goddamn face straight on that when you're so full of shit.
Literally one of my subscribers. Who's a native Bobby. Bobby, listen. Bobby.
Come on, you even
hold on. Bobby, will you stop? Literally one of my... okay, Bobby, do you want to stop? There's a good boy. One of my subscribers is a native Hebrew speaker.
Oh my god.
Right? And he has said... He's gone through the translation with me several times.
Look, hey, look. Hold on.
He's also... I'm in the middle of talking, Bobby. I'm in the middle of talking. Bobby, I'm in the middle of talking. Right? He also did an Eratosthenes experiment measuring the radius of Earth. So there is that. You know?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Cup of tea, then, Bruce.
So, firmament literally means expanse, not dome.
And where? And what? In what context?
That's what it means. Firmament means
in
expanse.
What context?
In the context of expanse. What do you mean in what context?
What context is it used in the Bible verse?
As
quoted on the
expanse.
Say it again.
As expanse. It says firmament. That's all. It says firmament. That's it.
Read the Bible verse that's written on Braun's tombstone.
The glory of the heavens and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Something like that, right?
Okay. So say that, replace with firmament with expanse.
The glory of the expanse showeth his handiwork. That works pretty well.
No, that sounds like bullshit.
Well, no, that means that God is good enough to create a massive universe and not a puny little God that can only create a tiny little dome.
You don't even believe in the God. What are you talking about? Now you're defending a God?
I'm not defending any God. I'm saying that if there is a God, then surely he's not a puny little God. He's an actual God who could create a massive expanse, right?
Is he a huge, big, burly God? Or what kind of God is he?
Well, you would think that the God of the universe would be able to do whatever he wants if he's all-knowing and all-powerful, right?
Well, why does it have to be a him, her? Did you just assume God's...
Well, but the Bible says that God's a dude.
Oh, shit, dude. You're going to get flagged, bro. We're going to get flagged.
The Bible says that God's a guy, so...
I don't know. It's still out. I don't like to assume. I don't even know if it takes gender.
You haven't read the Bible, so, I mean, there's clearly that.
I've read a lot of the Bible.
I can't
remember it, though. I don't have that fucking I don't have the eidetic memory. Remember, I don't know anything, though. I'm
aware you don't know much. Anyway, so I've answered all your questions. So what's the next question?
I have somebody like you.
Bobby,
I'm so gifted.
Bobby, I agreed to answer your questions, right? Could you just ask me the next question?
Okay, here, I can give you something easy, and you can just run away with this one, okay? Because I know you'll go into a long term. The freaking inverse law.
The what, sorry? Say that again? I didn't, you cut out, I didn't hear what you said.
Inverse square law of light.
What about it?
Inverse square law of light.
Yeah.
Explain it.
It means that it will never reduce to zero.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain how it proves that the light that's coming off the moon would be like so many times brighter, especially in like the moon landing videos and pictures and all that? That would be overexposed.
Why would they?
Is it the inverse light law?
I don't think you know what that is. The inverse square law determines how bright light looks based on how far away it is.
Yeah. And it shows, you can tell.
And it takes an entire energy function. It takes an entire wave function into account, not just a little bit of it. So, for instance, if you're looking up at the moon, right, and it looks really bright, that's because you're seeing the entire moon's face reflecting light back at you, right? But if you've landed on the moon, you're not seeing all of that light being reflected back. You're seeing a tiny portion of it. So it's not going to look as bright when you're right there next to it, is it? Because you're not seeing the entire moon at once.
But what they're saying like if you take a piece of paper and you can look at it through the moonlight and you compare that to the voltage that comes off about like whatever amp, I don't know what your conversions are over there, just a regular light bulb, compare them and use the inverse square light law, you can show how bright it should be in these pictures and these videos.
No, you can't. I don't know who told you that, but that's a load of bollocks.
It says that it's literally called the inverse square law.
Yeah, I know what the inverse square of light. I know what the inverse square law of light is, and it's nothing to do with what you just said.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, can I send you a picture then?
Yeah. Where did you get that from?
Well, I got it from somebody.
From somebody.
I found.
Is it another moon landing conspiracist?
No, it's just a video.
It's just a video. But I thought we weren't allowed to use videos.
It's not a video. It's a picture.
Oh, wait, you just said it's a video. Is it a video or is it a picture?
No, I'm sending a picture. It's just
right, I thought we weren't allowed to use pictures or videos or anything.
No, I told you before. I said I'll send you some pictures and videos, and then you can go over it. But I don't need to send any videos. Let's see.
Okay. Hey, Bobby, do me a favor. So, just a quick question for you, right?
Here you go.
If I've got a triangle, right, and the sides of this triangle are 1, 1, and 1, what would the internal angles be?
I don't know. Remember, I'm not a scientist or a
genius.
No,
that's something like 4-year-olds learn preschool.
Well, obviously, I'm not a 4-year-old man, so I wouldn't know.
I mean, you've got kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't help them with their homework?
Actually, I have a 4-year-old. She's in pre-K though, dude. She doesn't know what that is. Now, see, now.
How many kids have you got?
That's at least kindergarten. That's at least kindergarten grade.
Right, I understand if you didn't get there.
Jesus.
No, but I'm serious. What I'm trying to do, Bobby, at this point is ascertain the level at which I need to explain things to you. So I'm trying to determine your level of intelligence.
I don't know anything. Remember, that's why I'm asking you questions. You know everything.
I'm aware of how little you know. No, right. But what I'm trying to do, Bobby, hold on, Bobby. What I need to do at this point is get a baseline of your intelligence. Maybe we should have done that earlier, and I'm sorry about that. All right, but I think now it's the time to actually do that and gather this baseline. So I'm just going to ask you 3 simple questions. All right, 3 simple questions. All right, and I want you to really try to answer them the best that you can. Can you do that?
I already told you, dude. I'm not a scientist.
You don't need to be a scientist or a genius. All right. If you genuinely don't know the answers, then just say. But give it your best shot. All right.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
So I'm going to answer your questions. You ain't answered a single question.
Oh, I've answered all your questions, and now I'd just like to ask you 3 very simple questions. Right.
I'll answer your questions
Again, so
don't worry.
I've got a triangle of sides 1, 1, and 1. What would the internal angles of that triangle be?
I don't know, man.
Think about it. 1, 1, and 1. What type of triangle is it?
I don't know, dude. I'm not asking you questions.
Oh, no, you don't need to be really smart to know this. I mean, it's real basic shit. So, do you know, all right, let's maybe take it back. Do you know how many degrees are there in the angles of a triangle in total?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know how many degrees in total is there in the angles of a triangle?
We have outside or inside?
Inside.
What, degrees?
Yes,
angles?
How many degrees?
Come on, man. Well, I didn't know we were doing in class, dude. I didn't study, man. My fucking dog ate my homework, dude. I'm not prepared for goddamn pop quiz, man.
Oh, this is very simple stuff. If you don't know, then just say don't know, and that helps me greatly.
I'm just trying to figure out why I'm going to answer your questions. You haven't answered one of my questions.
I've answered all of your questions, but all right. So So you don't know. All right, we'll move on to question number 2. So what is 5 divided by 0?
Go ahead, man. I'm not answering any of your questions, dude. You ain't answered a single one of my questions.
I've answered them several times, and then I've asked you to repeat them and answered them again.
You haven't answered any of my questions. You got hostile, and now you're gonna sit here and patronize me? Come on,
I'm not
man.
patronizing you.
This
I'm
is what
trying
you
to
do.
find out your level of
This is how you
intelligence.
conduct- So this is how you.
So,
conduct
do you know what
conversation.
5 divided by 0 is?
Sure, man. Come on.
Do you?
So
Seriously?
This is how you conduct. Yes, man. So this is how you conduct yourself.
Do you know what 5 divided by 0 is? Yes or no?
It's 0, dude. Come on. Let's go.
No, it's not 0. You can't divide anything by 0.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still 0. It's not.
No, it's not. It's not 0. You can't divide by 0. It's not 0.
So
5
it's
divided by
nothing.
0 is not 0.
If you can't do it, it's still nothing.
No, it's oh my god.
Anyway. Yeah.
Right. So that's not the question division asks.
Uh.
If you have 5 of something, right, and you're trying to divide it into 0 groups, that's not something that you can do. The answer is undefined. It's not, and there is no answer. You can't divide by 0. Okay, all right. Next question, and this is a good one.
So it's
right.
nothing.
No, it's not nothing. It's
wait,
undefined.
You said
It's
undefined?
not nothing. It's
What-
undefined.
say again, what's the answer? Undefined.
Yeah, not
what?
nothing.
Broke up, I'm
Undefined.
It was breakdown. It's
Okay.
undefined.
Yes, not nothing. Undefined.
Okay. What is the definition of undefined? Yeah. Okay.
Undefined,
What's the
not
definition
nothing.
of undefined.
It means
Okay,
it's
what's
not.
it say? What's
It
the
means it's
definition?
not defined.
Huh?
It means it's not
Okay.
defined.
Okay. And what's not short for? Come on. It's still
not.
nothing.
It's
You
not
wanna be
nothing.
like
No, 5 divided by 0 is not nothing. Fucking hell.
Okay.
All right. Next
So it's
question.
Undefined.
Yes.
It's undefined.
It's E
undefined.
infinity. All right. That's the answer. It's E infinity. It's negative infinity.
You can't even get your shit together, dude. You're so full of it. You just have to twist everything around. I said
This is
nothing.
basic
It's
maths, dude.
undefined.
Seriously.
It's infinity. To be proper, it's undefined, sir.
Zero.
That's not what we have
0
around
is
here.
defined,
We
right?
don't do
0 is a
that,
defined
right?
function, right? Yeah.
It's undefined, ye. So it's nothing, ye.
He thinks mocking the British
What, man?
accent is going to make him look any less dumb, guys. It's hilarious.
No, I'm just showing you how fucking silly it is, dude. You look, it's undefined. It's
Yeah.
undefined. It's
Yeah,
fucking
because
nothing,
it is
dude.
it is
It's the same
undefined.
thing.
No, it's
No,
not.
the
0
fact
is something that's defined.
The fact is that you want to sit there and scoff and mock because I said nothing.
Because that's not the right answer.
Undefined. Like it's something. Undefined.
Yes.
An event.
If you were in a
whatever it
test
is,
and you were given
exactly.
5 divided by 0 and you put nothing,
Remember,
you would
I'm not
fail the
scientist,
test.
dude. I'm not the scientist. You're the genius. You're
You
the
don't have to be a scientist to know what something divided by 0 is.
Well, I don't know anything. Remember,
Clearly.
you're the genius. That's
Right.
why I'm asking you questions.
Right, here's a number,
It's
right?
undefined.
Right, Bobby, here's a number, right? The number is
It's
10 to,
undefined.
Bobby, listen, one sec. I have a number for you. The number is 10 to the negative 17. Is that number
yeah.
a positive number or a negative number?
My
10
good
to
sir,
the
it's
negative
undefined.
17.
It's undefined, sir.
Okay, that's all you've got. That's fine. You failing to ask me questions, and you're also failing to answer
you
questions.
failed to answer the last question. You said undefined.
All right, let's do it again. Let's do it once more. Specifically, ask me the question again. Specifically. Come on. Ask me the question right now. Be very specific with it, and I will answer the question.
Don't Google it, man. Come on. I'm a room with no doors or no windows. What am I?
So you're not going to ask me the question again?
Come on, dude. I thought we were doing riddles.
I didn't ask you any riddles. I asked you normal questions.
It was in your pocket. You said that before we went on air, remember?
What?
Asked me what you had in your pocket.
No, I didn't.
You did. Why are you acting funny now, man?
So what was the question that you asked me that you say I haven't answered? Come
I
on.
don't remember what was in your pocket, man, but I know it was inappropriate.
So what was the question that you asked me?
Okay.
And I'll answer it again right now.
I'm a room with no windows and no doors. What am I?
No, Bobby, I'm serious, right? You keep saying that I haven't answered your question.
Bro.
No, I want the
riddles.
first question that you say I haven't answered. Let me answer it. Ask me it again, and I'll answer it right now for you. Come on, what was the first question you asked me, Bobby? You want a conversation? Bobby, you want a conversation? Let's do it properly, all right? Let's stop all the shit. Let's stop all the shit. You want a conversation properly? Then let's do it. What was your first question? Please re-ask it, and I will answer for you.
Look, you haven't answered the first question.
Bobby, I'm asking you to answer the first question. Bobby, listen to me.
You don't even answer the first question. I asked you several questions. You don't answer a single one of the questions. And
Bobby, listen to me. I am asking you to answer.
Your answer is undefined. Come on, bro.
Bobby, I am asking you right now to re-ask me the first question so that I can try and answer it for you again.
What's the Bible verse on Von Braun's tombstone? What's the Bible verse on Von Braun's tombstone?
I told you it's the thing about the glory of the heavens and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Okay, well, what's it saying that? It says firmament?
Yeah.
Okay, why would he have it talking about the firmament on his tombstone?
Well, according to the biographical piece that I read, his family said it's because he thought this expanse of the universe was proof of God to him.
That's what they said?
That's what they said, yes.
Where can you find that? Where can you read that?
I'll send you all the stuff.
Where can I read that at?
I don't know the exact place right now. I don't have it on the top of my head.
So if I told you I just read something and I'll
Bobby, I don't have my notes.
Answer to any argument.
Bobby, I don't have my notes.
Asking.
If you would like me to get it for you, and after we finish this conversation, I can send you the piece that I read. Right. So are you going to stop pretending that I haven't answered the question?
You haven't answered a single question.
I just answered it again to you right then. How are you saying I didn't ask it? Well, answer it when I just answered it.
Well, I just asked if you would take that as a response from me. If I told you I read it somewhere and I'll get you the
yes, I would.
The info later. You'll take that as an argument? An answer to an argument?
If you could give me an answer and then say that you will get me the information later on to show me that that's the case, then I'd say, okay, lovely. I can't wait to see that information from you.
Oh, that's great.
But what you said to me, Bobby, was that I'm not allowed to use all my pictures and graphics and videos. I'm just to have a conversation with you.
I said it's not fair. I said it's not fair if you're going to just sit here and show videos and pictures and stuff and I can't show anything. I said that's just a one-sided conversation.
Yeah, so I'm not doing that. So I haven't got all that stuff with me. I'm literally just doing it via talking and nothing else, right? So I don't... Bobby, let me talk. All right? You said it's not fair, that you can't show it and I can. So we agreed that we would just have a conversation face to face with none of that stuff. So I don't have all my notes with me right now. I can't tell you the exact place I got that piece from. I can't tell you the exact detail stuff because I don't have my notes with me right now because you asked me not to.
I didn't say you can't have notes or anything. I said what you're doing. I said what you do is on your computers you have a list of ready responses to respond to any question that's asked you.
No, okay, I don't have a list of ready responses. I just have all the evidence ready.
So that's why like you can make so you lied though. You said you make a combustion in outer space, but I have to take your word that you can because you say so. Right?
No, I can show. I've got the link. I've got the link to the video. I can literally show you the link to the video.
There's only one video ever.
No, there's lots. There's lots. Okay. These are experiments that have been done. NASA have an entire laboratory for this.
So you debunk the ones that say you can't do it?
Who said you can't do it?
Every single video showing you trying to like start a fire in a vacuum.
What video? What video has ever shown you trying to start a fire in a vacuum?
Seriously, just type in Google. Do your own research. Isn't that what you told me?
Yeah, no, I've done that. There's no videos of someone trying to start a fire in a vacuum.
Yeah, dude, they've even tried it with a laser, a heat laser, through the glass into trying to like explode gunpowder. You cannot get a combustion in a vacuum.
If you've got the fuel for it, you can.
No, you can pour gasoline on it, put it in a vacuum, try to start it on fire. You cannot.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to work because there's no oxygen, is there? What happens if you add oxygen into the mix?
Well, then how can you? How do you have oxygen in a vacuum?
Because the fuel contains an oxygen. They have that in the fuel.
It makes oxygen out of nowhere.
No, it doesn't make it out of nowhere. They put it in the fuel.
Dude, that sounds highly dangerous. Are you sure? You put
it is. It explodes. Well, there's the fuel. And there's the oxygen, right? And they get fired into the combustion chamber and ignite.
So how does that work for outside thrusters?
Because the combustion happens inside and pushes it out of the thrusters.
So
What?
so wouldn't it have to be? So in order to create that combustion, it'd have to be sealed inside of a vacuum tight seal, right? How does it let
No,
the
it
freaking?
doesn't have to be sealed inside of a vacuum tight seal. All you have to
And how
do
do you
is
create-
have the fuel
how
and
do
the
you-
oxygen and the heat combust, and then the exhaust goes out of the open bit, which creates a force in the opposite direction. That's how
So that makes
rockets work.
explosions inside, then open up a chamber to release it.
the chamber's already opened up. You've got a nozzle. That's where it escapes from.
Then it goes into a vacuum. You can't get a combustion
Right.
in a vacuum.
The combustion has already happened. Right.
No, then you have it inside like an explosion chamber. You have to
Yeah,
have
there
like
is. There is a combustion chamber. Exactly. Right. I'm going to draw this.
That's vacuum.
Let me draw this for you so that you can understand.
vacuum
Because
sealed?
you were so
Oh,
close
that-
then, Bobby. You were so close to understanding then. Right. So I'm not using my graphics. I'm going to draw this for you on a board. All right. So just watch for 1 minute. All right.
While you're drawing, can you
Right.
like focus on drawing and just do
Yeah, Bobby.
use your
Right.
listening ears?
Yeah. I'm trying to explain to you. Okay. So, all right. You'll have. Oh,
Okay.
better.
So you listen? No.
Yeah. Just give me a sec. Oh, it's a Sharpie. I don't want to use a bloody Sharpie. I'll use this one. Okay. So, what you'll have. Right. Okay. So you've got. This is the combustion chamber. Okay. This will contain oxygen, and this will contain fuel. They're both pumped in to the combustion chamber. Inside the combustion chamber, you get a big explosion, okay? Which forces flames and exhaust out that way, which then creates a force that way against the inside of the combustion chamber, pushing the rocket forward. That's how it works. Right?
And what part of that's separate from the vacuum, and what part of that goes where into the
Again,
vacuum?
this is the exhaust. So out of this way, fire, exhaust, heat, it's all pushed. All right? Once it combusts, this is the only way it can escape. All right? And you actually have a particular type of nozzle which causes the vapors to go from sonic to supersonic. So when the vapors, when the exhaust is forced that way, it's forced to a supersonic speed, giving you all the force pushing this way, again, coming out that way, making a force this way against the inside of the combustion chamber, forcing the rocket. That's how it works, right? So this is the bit here that's open
Where's
to
the
space.
seal?
There's no seal. This bit here is open to space, which is how the exhaust gets out.
So how do you make combustion in space?
I just told you. You pump the
Then
fuel.
where's the seal?
Listen.
Where's the seal? Where's the seal? that
Listen,
makes that
I'm
part
trying
about
to
space
explain it
before?
to you. Let me explain. Right. Once again, you pump the fuel and the oxygen into the combustion chamber. You ignite it. All right. It ignites, and then it forces the exhaust that way into the vacuum of space. Okay. You don't need
So
this
where-
to be contained.
You have to have a seal. That
No, you
separates
don't have
the
to have a
space
seal.
from
All you
the
need
ether.
is the fuel, the oxygen, and the heat. That's all you
And
need
it's a
for combustion.
in space. It has to be sealed. It has to have an atmosphere.
Can you
for
please
you
give
to
me a
be able to get
citation for
combustion.
that? Because you're disagreeing with every physicist in the world right now.
Physically, you cannot create a.
You're
Freaking-
disagreeing with every physicist in the world right now. What makes
sure
you
every
think?
single physicist
What makes you think you know more than every
sure
physicist and rocket
everything-
engineer in the
Oh,
world?
you know why? I know what it means to them.
This is a very basic concept. This is like Newton's fucking laws. All you need for combustion,
theories.
all you need for combustion, no, Newton had laws, not theories. All you need for combustion is heat, fuel, and oxygen. It makes a chemical reaction, boom,
last one.
combustion.
Where's the oxygen in the vacuum? Where's
Oxygen's
the
here.
oxygen in the vacuum?
Oxygen's here in this tank. It's pumped in.
So it goes into some type of containment, right? It goes into some type of atmosphere, right?
How many times do I have to tell you? It goes into the combustion chamber.
Okay, so what part is separated from space? Where's the
There is-
separation?
There is no
Where's the
separation.
known
It doesn't
atmosphere?
need a separation. It forces the exhaust into space.
So oxygen just goes into space and it ignites. You can make an ignition of combustion in space, right?
Yeah, as long as you've got the oxygen, the fuel, and the heat. Yes, that's all you need.
In space, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you tell me why it wouldn't happen?
Make a combustion.
Can you tell me chemically, can you give me the chemical reason why you cannot have combustion in space? Because every single physicist there is oxygen, they take oxygen there.
Not every single physicist. See, now
every single physicist in the world disagrees with you.
In the world, every single physicist, right?
Yeah.
That's mighty bold, bro.
It's
mighty
right.
bold.
In fact, you know what? In the chat right now, we have Professor Philip Bell, who actually put something on the moon. So he knows all about rockets.
That's awesome.
He was part of the Chandrayaan Indian lander mission. Yeah. So inside the combustion chamber, you put the oxygen in, and then you put the fuel in.
It's been a brilliant conversation, man. I feel
and you combust it.
So I said, you can't make a combustion in space.
I'd like you to prove that, because you are disagreeing with physics.
I have to. I'll tell you that's how they feel, bro.
How who feels?
Everyone ever existed.
No. Every physicist and rocket engineer in the world disagrees with you.
Okay, everybody that's not a physicist and a rocket engineer disagrees with you, dude.
Well,
everybody.
then their opinion doesn't matter when it regards rocketry, does it?
Well, that's bullcrap, bro.
So should I listen to a hairdresser and a yoga instructor about rocketry, should I? Or should I listen to the rocket scientists?
You have a hairdresser?
Yeah, your mum.
I mean, that's an honest question. I was just wondering, because I have one. I have a barber.
Really? He doesn't do a very good job.
Yeah, do they like shampoo your hair? Yeah, I know, right? I know. Is that why you hate me so much, man? My beard's awesome.
No, I don't hate you, Bobby. I hate willful ignorance, and you've shown a lot of that tonight.
Well, I could say ditto, dude.
I've not shown any ignorance. I answered all your questions and explained things to you. It's not my fault that you refused to accept. No, you didn't, Bobby. You refused to listen. I answered your questions and you refused to take the answers. It's not my fault that you are ignorant of physics.
You won't let me say more than 3 words. So
every time I speak, you interrupt me. So
I was already talking and you started interrupting me. So yeah, I'm sorry. I talked over you because I was continuing to.
Yeah, you've done that constantly all through this chat, though.
I thought that's the whole thing when I want to talk to you, right?
Well, yeah, but you asked me a question and then you never let me answer. And then when I do answer, you don't accept the answer.
You did.
And then you then like a fucking moron say you haven't answered when I've answered you like 5 times. Because Bobby, you are a willfully ignorant dipshit.
Hey, you know when you have to result to insult. No longer
no, I'm not insulting you. I'm not insulting you, Bobby. I am stating a fact. You are a willfully ignorant moron. That's not an insult. That is a description. Right? I need you to understand. I need you to understand. It's not a insult. It is a description of you. Oh, he ran away. Oh, well, there we go, guys. He just wanted to ask me questions. But no, what he wanted to do was try and trip me up. What a fucking moron he is. Oh, God. Who doesn't exist. That was a lot of fun, guys. You know,
here.
Oh, he came back.
Where you at? Oh, shit.
Bobby, you back?
Dang. I
Dang.
didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you did. You disappeared.
I just did like it was this loading thing.
It was this loading thing. Yeah, well, I know flat earthers and tech, you know, it's always good.
It's very facetious, bro.
I don't think you know what that word means.
Learned how. Yeah, I do. You're a prime example of it. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're extremely condescending. You're just so full of yourself. You think you know everything. You just sit there and talk.
Well, and I know the things that you're asking me because I've researched them.
Yeah,
Bobby, here's the thing, dude. Your ignorance isn't my problem.
No, your ignorance is a problem, though.
No, I don't. I'm not the one with the ignorance. I'm the one that knows the I know that how to have a combustion. It's not my fault that that you're so physically illiterate that you don't understand how combustion works.
I don't know that there's like 52,000 religions. I say one religion. I mean it. Come on, man. Do better.
Who cares about? Oh, he's ran away again. Oh my god, the guy's a fucking dipshit, eh? Oh, guys, I've had fun. He might come back again, but I'm just going to read super chats over him if he does. Oh, he's back again, but hey, who cares?
I'm saying, I'm not even moving.
Sorry, yeah, you just stay there and listen, okay? Because I'm going to read super chats.
No, it's okay because you ain't listening to anything I said.
Oh, apart from the fact I've answered every single one of your questions, of course, several times.
But you, as soon as I even try to start doing the closing, just to summarize, clear.
Can you stop getting your Wi-Fi from McDonald's?
And I didn't have any misgivings of what you said. You try to just talk over me and won't let me speak.
Yeah, seriously, you need to stop getting your Wi-Fi from McDonald's, dude.
What are you talking about?
It's either, is it Burger King? Because that's even worse.
You know what a basement is? I'm in my basement. I'm sorry. I came downstairs so I could continue to talk to you, even though because you asked me to please come on and talk to you. So I was trying to be polite, and I came.
You haven't been polite once. You've acted like a complete asshat from the second you come on here. I've tried to answer your questions. No. I've tried to answer your questions, Bobby, but you just acted like a complete and utter asshat. Alright, so, DL1 for $2 says, a creator is needed less with each year. Yeah, if there's a god, he's got a fucking lot to answer for. Lord Illuminous Pooh.
Well, like I said, good luck on your endeavor, whatever you're going on.
My mission to try and spread some intelligence to the world. Obviously, it's failed with you, but, when there's too thick of a line in, not much I can do about that.
I know. Well, good luck, man. Be safe. I sincerely hope nothing happens to you out there, and we'll do this when you get back.
Get back from where?
Wherever you're going.
I'm staying here, man. This is my NASA base.
Oh, I thought you said you literally said you were going. Your documentary.
Well, I'm doing a documentary. Yeah, that's I'm still.
You're not going nowhere to get out. You're not going out in the field.
Well, yeah, I'll be going to Edinburgh University, but I'm disabled, so my wife's going to be going out to do the main stuff. And then I'm going to hire a camera crew in America and a camera crew in Australia to speak to different people. But I'll be doing some recording around here. But yeah. All right. Well, bye, then, dumbass. Oh, there's thick and then there's that. Lord Owners Pooh, $5 says, I used to think only sad losers pay attention to politics, and now I pay attention to politics, so I was right. NA $6.66 says, so Nazis equal flat earth. Apparently so, guys. Apparently fucking so. MD Vikas for 500 krona. Jesus, that's like 60 quid, dude. Thank you very much. He says, I just wanted to say thank you for your work. Keep it up, FTFT. Stupidity, I didn't even say my name right there. Keep it up, FTFE. Stupidity is not a right. Well, thank you very much, my friend. You've no idea how much these super chats and stuff that you guys give me help. Really, I can't say thank you enough. I'm never going to charge for what I do. All my main content will always be free. My videos and my streams and everything. So the fact that you guys support me with super chats and stuff, it blows my mind constantly. Thank you very much. DL1 for $2. You get mad when I ignore an answer. So I am win, basically. Connell Silverfur for $10. The Bible is a library of different literary forms. The Psalms are a collection of spiritual songs. Imagine these lying Flerfs trying to debunk science using a songbook. Ridiculous. Excuse me. I think I'll come down with a cold, which is typical for me, right? But Lord Luminous Pooh for $2 says, to Bobby, note is a 4-letter word. Andreas Eldritch for $2. Andreas Eldritch for 50 sex. All the sex. Yes. We thought Flerfs were stupid. This debate shows it's actually a hearing disorder. The amount of times that I can say, well, this is the answer to that, Bobby. And they you didn't answer it. No, I didn't give the answer you liked. So you said I didn't answer it. Pilo1408 for $5. Big man shoving his big arms in front of the camera to hide his tiny mind. Yeah. I'm tired, okay? Connell Silver for $2. Bobby, drunkenness is a sin, you hypocrite. Is it really? Cool. Brendan Cuskelly for 50 Australian dollars. Oh my god, I love you guys. Says, hey FTFE, you answered everything, but you never gave him an answer he liked that supported his Magic Pizza Land. Exactly. I did answer, just not the ones he wanted. Ableist UA for another $5 Canadian dollars says, Bobby is obviously under the influence of something, either a substance or an illness. Either way, Bobby seriously get help. No, Bobby's just thick as fuck, I'm afraid. And another 5 from Ableist says, Bobby doesn't care about your answer. No matter what you say, he would demand to know everything about an unimportant detail. Yes. Excuse me. Lord Luminous Poof, $2 says, you may not be sad, Bobby, but we're sad for you. Yeah. Wow, you guys are giving me so many super chats. It's amazing. Weebo Metalhead for $5 says, just getting monsters and treasure for a game I'm GMing tonight, and holy crap, what is Bobby spouting? Damn it, Bobby. Yeah, I'm sorry for your brain cell loss, guys. Really, I am. Samuel Green for $10. Thank you very much. Says, I love you, man. Keep fighting. No, I love you, random citizen. Weebo Metalhead, member for 28 months, says, you mentioned the band you were in. I'm intrigued. I've been in several bands, actually. Maybe I'll play some music for you sometime. Yeah. Actually, maybe I'll have a stream where I just play some music. How about that? Weeble Metalhead for $2 says, wait, what are they saying? Who is they? I don't know. He's too dumb. Skyclad Observer, a member for 19 months, says, by far the most credible Flat Earth source ever. Somebody. Then we got Rick Sanchez. You should be busy rebuilding portal travel. How good Season 6 been, guys? Fucking hell. Member for 21 months, thank you, Rick, says, tell him to try and divide 5 by 0 on his phone, lol. It's nothing, guys. 5 divided by 0 is nothing, no matter what you say. Ziggy for the facts for $2 says, Bobby, does Rust have oxygen? Philosopher King Gaming member for 20 months. Here's to your sacrifice, FTFE. This man is such a moron, it boggles the mind. Yes, it fucking does. Golden Knight in the chat says, what do you play? Anything with strings, to be honest. Kind of like that with music, but mainly guitar, obviously. Paul Steigermain for $5. I don't understand, so therefore it's not true. Every Flerf ever. Aren't you fucking right, mate? DL1 for $2 says, rocket science is like gunshot recoil to move. Yeah. Like, what Flerfs don't understand is that if you're in space and there was an explosion, you'd be pushed away from it. You know? And the thing that made the explosion would also be pushed away from the explosion. Well, I should just say Flerfs don't understand and stop there, shouldn't I? Really, yeah. Pat in the chat, member from 9 months, says, been a minute since I caught a debate. Hope all is well, mate. Thank you very much, Pat. Glad to see you here. Tacos Hanos for 1,024 huffs says they don't use seals on rocket engines because seals are an endangered species. Yeah, I don't want to get all the seals in space. That would be really bad. Connell Silverfur for $5. Bobby's barber should be paying him for the privilege of storing roadkill on his head. Ooh. Mr. E-Man for $2 Australian. Which potato farm did this Flerf come from? Don't be mean to potatoes. Big TB1717 for $5 says, is the Kickstarter, GoFundMe, whatever for the dock up yet? I don't want to miss it. No, I'll be launching it next week. along with a stream and a launch party, an explanation more of exactly what is going to be going on for the documentary. I'm aiming to kind of release the documentary around July next year, maybe a little bit later, because it's a big thing that's going to take a long time to do, and it does require a lot of funding for what I want to do. More explanations to come next week. Pilo1408 for $5 says, like most Flerfs, Bobby gets all of his proof from Budweiser. Ooh, Budweiser. Lord Luminous Poo, $2. We do it because we love you and the dumpster fire. Dumpster fires do keep us warm. Drew P. Wiener, member for 21 months, says, when are you and Reds going to collab yet? Next. I'd love to, but me and Reds have gone our separate ways now, and that's absolutely fine. Reds is an amazing guy. I love what he does. I very doubt that you're going to be seeing us work together again. It is what it is. But please do support Red's Rhetoric in everything he does. He's amazing. Bobby's only brain cell for £2 says, you dumb me the smart. I can lift weights, TTU. Bobby's only brain cell, you need to get back, because he needs you. Rachbot, my favourite AI on the internet, says, it's always awesome when it's an FTFE morning for $2 Australian. Thank you, Rach. It's always amazing to see you here. And then Carmine Guida, sorry if I ruined that, for $2. Search Genesis 1.6 says expanse in many versions. Flerfs hate it when you tell them that, that means expanse. 10x1 for $5 Canadian says, have you seen Mr. Supermole's YouTube video? He uses the P1000 to properly zoom on planets. Maybe worth a watch. Keep up the great work. Excuse me, I am sorry. I'll check him out. Thank you, 10x. Wykikamukow 855, member for 19 months, says, did your band cover the Proclaimers? No, they did not. Just because I live in Scotland, we don't all play that song here. Brendan Cuskelly, member for 24 months, says, ask what his favourite colour crayon is. I've heard they like the purple crayon. It's Rubik's, or it's a Rubik's for $2, says, I have contacts at NASA, Glenn, if you need it. NASA pay me all the time, so, thank you very much. Do Me the Tomato for $2 says, to say he was an idiot would be an understatement. It would be mean to idiots. And then Hugh Jars, member for 6 months, says, we've seen you sing, stick to guitar. Yes, it's very true. Very, very true. Wow, that was a good stream. I very much enjoyed it. Tomorrow, I'm going to be debating Flatzoid at 9 p.m. He's finally agreed to let me come onto his channel and debate without having to join his Patreon. So 9 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to be debating Flatzoid. Not dating, definitely not dating. Debating Flatzoid about science. Then Sunday, about 10 p.m., I'm going to release a new episode of Debate Shorts. Then Monday, a new episode of Flerfs Are Idiots, starring the amazing Emma. And then on the Thursday, I'm going to be doing the Kickstarter launch party. And we'll find out a lot more about what's going on then. New super chat, Lord of Luminous Poo, $5. As the apostrophe S is possessive, it is in fact the cube of Rubik's. And those are in fact Reese's Pieces, not yours. Okay then. Matt Plank, $4.99. Should have asked Bobby if a right triangle can face left. Don't want to confuse the poor fella. But I do want to blow some of your minds. I put a post up earlier in the week asking a maths question. And the question was, does 0.999 repeating equal 1? Yes, it does. And this is how. Right. So let's say x equals 0.999 repeating. Okay? Times each side by 10. 10x equals 9.999 repeating. Of course, we can rewrite that as 10x equals 9 plus 0.999 repeating. Now, we already know that 0.999 repeating is x. So we can rewrite that again as 10x equals 9 plus x. Right. Now, we're going to take 1x from each side. So we've got 9x equals 9. Let's divide each side by 1. We get x equals 1. Whilst at the same time, x equaling 0.999 repeating. Crazy, right? It was interesting to see how many of you didn't get it right, but it's not something everyone learns. It's a fun mathematical proof. But it's a fact. That that 0.999 equals 1. I broke no math rules here. X equals 0.999 times both sides by 10. 10x equals 9.999 repeating. So 10x equals 9 plus 0.999 repeating. So 10x equals 9 plus x, which means 9x equals 9, which means x equals 1. Boom. Crazy, right? Yeah, it does it in computers too, you're right. Yeah, a lot of you were like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's true. 0.99999 equals 1. They're the same. There is no difference in their value. And another way to think about it is if you take 1, divide it by 3, you get 0.33333 repeating, right? Times that by 3, what do you get? 0.9999 repeating. But it was originally 1. So they're the same. Maths. Mind-blowing. Golden Knight. No, it's not sad. It's a fun thing to know. Yeah, it's Rubik's. It is awesome, isn't it? It's a fun thing to know. Clive Wells says the key to relate the decimal expansion to the real number by x equals 9 over 10 plus 9 over 100 plus 9 over 1,000 plus... You need the definition of a limit to do it properly. Yeah, you can graph it in, if you're assuming that the limit's infinity, you can graph it in a certain way to show that there could be a different, but mathematically and in computers, they're the same thing. It's really interesting. But anyway, I hope you guys had a good time, and I'll see you tomorrow for the debate with Flatzoid. This is going to be a good one, guys. I hope you had a great night, because I certainly did. Clive, please hit me up on Discord. Same with you, Professor Bell and PhD Tony, and I'm going to see if we can get Rob Parks along as well and have a nice discussion about gravity. I love you all. Thank you very much for the super chats. Fogger Pearship Akashi for $2 says, Flatzoid, this will be a bloodbath. Yes, it will. If I haven't choked to death. Good night all. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. 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 The Funkadelic fan says they're close but not the same. I just mathematically proved they're the same though, didn't I? Good night all. I love you.